little bit. But, Canada. Hang on one second, motherfuckers. We got a caller here. Hey, you're on the Zach Moonshine Show, man. Who is this?
It's Mr. Frank. How are you, my friend?
Well, what's going on, man? Frank, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine, and you?
I'm pretty good, man. Pretty good. We were just talking about you, as a matter of fact, man.
Yeah, so it's a nice show so far. Nice show. Pretty kicking ass.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, man, Frank, dude, that shit was fucking bad fucking ass, man. I gotta tell you.
Thank you very much.
Very killer, man. All right, let's do this fucking interview, dude. Let me ask you, Frank, what is going on right now in the world of Frank X?
Actually, I just released the album quite 1 month ago or so, and now after the promo, I did a little promo, and now working on the video. So I just started scripting, and I think it should be released something like maybe June, end of May or June, something like that.
Very cool, man. So we definitely have like well, this is a fucking sneak peek right here then.
Yeah, which sneak peek? Which one?
Right on, man. Well, how long have you been doing this kind of shit, man? How exactly did Frank X get started?
Actually, it's quite a strange story because in 2013 I went burned out, and I had to stop working, and I was in depression, and I've been making music a long time ago, since I'm maybe I don't know, maybe 13, 14 years old. I was playing in bar at the age of 15. And I got a few bands, and with my brothers, and then some other members, and some early lineup Gorguts members also. And then I stopped everything and started working on something else. I studied to become a score composer, and then I did some a lot of stuff. I mean, movies and things. I left the music. The metal music, because I like playing in the band aside a little bit. And then when I went to this moment of when I was burned out and everything, so it's like I was 42 maybe, so it's kind of the midlife crisis, they call this. So it's like it's kind of, you get back to your roots, or I don't know what happened, but after I went to listening to some metal music again, and I was out maybe for the last 15 years at that time, so I didn't even know what was going on in the metal scene. So I was really so much impressed of all the bands, that were, bunch of bands and underground stuff that was going on. So I was really impressed, and when I listened to Devin Townsend record Dark Matter, so it really, kicked my ass, and was, I want to do this kind of stuff again. So and because of my background of score composing and MIDI stuff, and writing on a computer and everything, so I decided to take a risk and take the challenge to write a full album with MIDI stuff. I mean, no real instruments, only virtual instruments. So it was kind of a challenge for the first album, and a kind of trial, And finally, it came out quite good, I think. So, so it was the startup of Frank X, actually.
Very cool, man. That's cool that you mentioned Devin Townsend too, because I was going to ask you about influences, and that's one thing I could definitely. The first thought that I had that came to mind whenever I listened to your music was I was getting a little bit of a Devin Townsend feel in there, man.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, I knew this guy very lately. I mean, In 2013, I didn't even know this guy. So yeah, with a huge discography, I mean, he's a kind of legend on its own, you know. And I was I was kind of stoked, to dig all these records one by one. But for sure, the starting point of Frank X is definitely Dark Matters, because it has this kind of storytelling, along the album, and it's a kind of a comedic kind of a radio theater, and it really hooked me up, because I really like to write stories. I did movies, so for me, storytelling and music is kind of going together. So it was like, oh my God, so it's possible to do this, and it really influenced me much on what Frank X is right now. Yes.
Hell yeah, man. Now, as far as the band name, it's called Frank X. How did you? What's the story behind that?
Yeah, actually, I was when I was studying to become a score composer. I had a kind of school project to release, and it was a kind of progressive rock, progressive rock project I did at that time, and I just. At that time it was quite on trend. All names with an X, like X-Files or Project X or whatever. So it was, just a silly name I gave to this project. But after all these years, when I decided to write a full metal album, so actually that was the first name that came to my mind, and I didn't think much about it, so it was kind of recap in some way of all these years doing different stuff, and to finally reach that point. So Frank X was dedicated to be to rise again,
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. As far as the albums that you do, they all have like a theme, each one of them, right? Is it sort of like King Diamond does, where you have like a story for each one?
Yeah, that's right, yes. Yeah, actually, it's a trilogy. The second album is it's kind of the middle of the story, and it will end on the next one. So story-wise, the next album is kind of finished. I mean, for the thematic and the storytelling. So not the music. The music is not yet composed, but I mean the storyline is done. So I'm already thinking about the fourth one will be totally something else. So I have to break. To break the storyline to do something else. I don't want to extend that much. So the trilogy is quite long enough, in my opinion.
Can you say? Can you let the listeners know a little bit about like what the story is sort of about, or is this something
for the third album?
Yeah.
Yeah, what I can say is that if you've seen the Doom video, the video of the tune of the track of the first album, so there's characters in this video named Buster, the kind of guy with the goggles and with a leather jacket. So actually, he will be playing an important role in the final chapter. So. And there will be some, I think, some very funny stuff. I think it would be more theatrical than this one. I think so, I guess.
Very cool, man. And where can people go to check out all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, on frank-x.com. So you have everything in there. Some merch, videos, everything. So I'm almost on all. Social media, pretty much. I really like Facebook, so I'm much more on Facebook, but pretty easy to reach.
Hell yeah, man! Hell yeah. Now, as far as I know, Gore Guts has a fucking part in this fucking album, man. Can you tell people about that? How did that come about?
Yeah, actually, it's very funny because I never thought of having a special guest on the album, and it's when I did a video, but actually a funny video, but actually it's true. I was doing a Facebook interview with Cat Brackett. That's really true, and it's very funny. And she asked me that killing question. So, will you have a special guest on your album? And I was like, fucking shit, why I didn't think about it before. So I was kind of, man, you're just fucking dumb asshole. And yeah, I just said, wow. And it's so easy for me because he's a friend of mine. So it's, of course, it was very natural for me to ask him to do something. And what's funny about it is that a very long time ago when we were kids, I don't know, maybe we were like 13, 14 years old, we ever did a movie together. And at the time it was on Super 8 film. And I don't remember, but I think it cost like $20 for 2 minutes film. You know, it was crazy at that time, and we just burned this film without even knowing how our camera worked. And we were trying to do a short film with it, but it was once developed. When we looked at the movies, it was so terrible. But anyway, it was a good souvenir. And when we recorded back this, we shoot back this video. It was very fun, and we reminded the very good time at school, and listening to the early band Death or whatever. It was Morbid Angel. We listened a lot to Morbid Angel demos, and we got a lot of fun at that time for sure.
Very cool, man. Yeah, when I was watching the video, and I was laughing whenever I saw that you were showing the interview with Cat Brackett on Facebook. So I'm like, that's fucking Cat, man. What the fuck? It's fucking small world, man.
She's a great girl. I mean, she's doing a lot for the metal scene, and there's not a lot of people like her. And honestly, and I know sometimes she finds things very hard, but she's very precious. I mean, she gave me a lot of tips for of Zen, of contacts, and everything. So and people like you, man. So what you do is incredible. Some people like you, they're doing hard works just to support the metal scene and the underground bands. That it's even much more harder nowadays to go through it, and some bands trying to live from their music, so it's almost impossible. So, but it's people like you or Cat that make a big difference, man. A big difference. Yeah.
Well, I know we definitely appreciate that, man, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as the recording process on this record, dude, you're saying that everything on here is it's all MIDI, it's not actual fucking instruments? Is that what you were saying, or?
Oh, yeah, but actually, it's actual instruments. I mean, all the virtual synths are all recorded from actual instruments. But I mean, I didn't perform anything. Maybe on the next album, I don't know. I mean, for me, it's not a must to use a guitar or to not use it, and for this purpose, I got some discussion actually with Luc Lemay of Gorguts, because we are a very similar person, and he share the same thoughts as me. Actually, instruments are tools to write your music. Luc Lemay is very a writer. He's writing music, and he's playing violin, he's playing piano, he's playing guitar. I mean, all this is actually obstacles to how to release music, and he doesn't want to spend a lot of hours learning his instrument, but just want to get straight to the point. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking the same way. So I don't say I will never use a guitar on upcoming albums. Maybe I'll do. But I mean, for me, I love writing music. I love the creative aspect of everything, telling story, or just arrangement with the symphonic instruments. So I don't want to spend time to try to improve my skill on an instrument. I'm alone. I'm doing everything by myself. So, I mean, I would need 2-3 lives, to release one album per year. If I would perform all the instruments, the drum, I can do it. Actually, I'm playing drum and bass for real. But if I'm doing everything based on a performance, oh my God, it's going to be very hassling.
That's really impressive, man, because when you listen to it, you don't, well, when I listened to it, I had no idea. Like, everything sounds very natural, very organic.
Yeah, and that's very important for me because, I'm an old schooler. I'm 45 years. I mean, I hate electronic music. I mean, I don't say I hate it, but, I mean, it's not my bag, but, I don't want. I want everything but to sound fake. So that's for sure. So, but nowadays it's very easy. I mean, the virtual instruments are awesome, man. You can do. It's very elaborated. Yeah. So you just have to tweak it out a bit. It's a lot of work, but of course, for my part, so it's much less work than performing everything and rehearsing. So that's the main reason why I'm doing this way. But for sure, I want to do metal album sounding in a traditional way and sounding natural. So it's very important. And I can do everything very tight, but I don't do. Sometimes the guitars are off a little bit, and I want it that way because that's the way that makes a song to sound bigger and wider, and not. If everything is perfectly tight, so it sounds a little bit boring, So that's important to feel the groove, So that's for sure.
Hell yeah, man. All right, well, Frank, I got some questions coming in the chat room, dude. We got Thunderous. She wants to know any incidents when doing videos.
Any incidents? What do you mean exactly, any incidents?
Any injuries or anything like that? Anything that?
Yeah. Because I made the making of the Doom, and yeah, for sure. There's one time we got chills for sure because I was on a pile of rocks and playing guitars. And on the video, it doesn't look like that high, but it was fucking high, man. And it was big rocks, very big rocks, and first my boots were too large for my feet, so it was I had a hard time to walk with this, and with these goggles I couldn't see anything but fucking anything, man. And I was trying to play the tune, and with doing head banging, so I got dizzy, man, and I just my foot slipped, and I don't know, man. I've been very lucky because I could stop myself and step on the rock. I didn't see anything, but it was pure luck. And this could have been a drama, but I've been lucky, so everything I got fine finally.
Right on, man. I got another question for you from Crimson Caliber. He wants to know, what is your biggest influence?
That's very hard because one thing for sure, I've been a huge fan of prog rock. I've listened to maybe for 6-7 years only prog rock, like King Crimson, Atomic Rooster, Gentle Giant, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Alice Cooper. At least it's not prog, but I mean the kind of Welcome to My Nightmare is very similar. It's kind of theatrical a lot, this album, and so that's the prog element that really hooked me up all the way. And my only concern at that time was it wasn't as heavy as I'd like it to be. So that's the point. So what I like to do, what I'd like to do is to do prog rock, but in a more heavy way. So that's what I'm trying to do. But the influence for sure comes from prog rock. So that's for sure. And the heavy stuff in my early age, like I started with bands like Slayer. I don't know, I was maybe 12, 13 years old. I don't remember, but the aspect of the heaviness, the extreme, it was pretty extreme at that time. So I've always been attracted to extreme stuff. So I think it's kind of a blend of both things together. I guess so.
Very cool, man. Thunderhead in the chat wants to know, who in the world would you do a show with? I guess if you had the choice to do a show with anyone.
Well, actually, this is not. I'm really not focused on performance at this time. I don't say I will never do it, but I've been in a band since a very young age, and actually, I'm telling you the truth, when I got 18 years old enough here in Canada to get in a bar, I was so bored of being in bar because I've started playing in bar at the age of 15, and then 3 years for a kid is quite long, playing almost every weekend in bars or whatever. So when I got bands, it was just natural for me to continue to do this. But now I really don't miss playing in front of a crowd. But each time I'm in a show, or I can feel it very easily. I mean, I'm looking at the stage and I can feel the adrenaline of being on a stage and crowd in front of you. But I know so well all the efforts and all the work behind this, so that brings me down a little bit. So that's the point. But maybe one day, someday, I don't know, maybe.
Hell yeah, man. Also, Megan in the chat wants to know, what is your favorite restaurant to eat at?
These times in Canada, I discovered it's called Thai Express. It's Thai food. I really like spicy food a lot. And I ever traveled to Bangladesh once, and there was some guys there, and they knew I was Canadian, and they brought me to Kentucky, Pizza Hut, and I was like, what the fuck, man? I want to eat your stuff, man, but the most spicy you have, so should bring me this food, man. So finally, they get me some very spicy stuff, man. And I will tell you one thing I didn't tell to a lot of people. When I went back to the airplane, man, I shit in my pants, man. I was so sick, man. I shit in my pants, and the airplane was landing, and I was like, fuck, man. As soon as the plane was stopped, so everybody was getting out of the plane, and the ladies showed me the way, and I told her, get the fuck out, I'm going to the bathroom, so get the fuck out. And man, it was crazy, man. So I like spicy stuff, so Thai Express is really my best restaurant, but I'm trying to not shit in my pen anymore.
Nice. All right, man. Well, Frank X, what kind of plans do you have right now for the future besides, of course, releasing this record?
Yeah, so as I said, I'll try to release a video on June, and starting right after that, I will have to start writing the next album because it takes around 5-6 months. So I want to release it around the same date next year. So yeah, it's non-stop. I mean, I'm not stopping a very long time, and I have to start right away to keep the cadency, and hopefully the next album should be released on mid of January next year, and all this will keep me very occupied till then.
Very cool, man. All right, well, Frank X, any last words that you want to tell the people out there listening?
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Zach, for having me on the show. I mean, it's an honor for me, and I really appreciate all what you do for the metal scene. You're a very nice guy, and I like your talking between the songs. It's very funny, so I mean, that's great, man. It's fucking great. So I'm really happy to be on your show, man.
Thanks, brother. All right, well, Frank, before I let you go, I got to get you to make us a station tag, all right?
All right.
All right, whenever you're ready, just say something like, this is Frank X, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
All right. This is Frank X, dude, and you're listening to Metal fucking Devastation Radio, and we're gonna kick your ass out of the stratosphere, man.
Fuck yeah, man. Perfect. Love it.
All right.
All right, dude. Well, thanks a lot for calling in and talking to us, man. I'm going to fucking blast these motherfuckers with some Frank X now, okay?
All right, man. Thank you, Zach.
All right, dude. Take it easy. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
All right, later, man. There you have it, folks. Frank X on the motherfucking Zach Moonshine show with Metal Devastation motherfucking radio. Put your fucking speakers in your front lawns, in your windows, outside. If you're driving down the road, roll your windows down and blast this shit, man. Make everybody around you feel extremely uncomfortable. Make it fucking loud. This is Frank X on Metal Devastation motherfucking radio.